Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to be on the show today. And yes, I have been in technology for many, many years. I think over 25 years. And it really is something that I feel it's so important that people understand how social media is just another form of communication.
Hmm.
And just like you were talking about, Dave, relationship marketing, you have to do relationship marketing on social media too.
Right.
It isn't about blasting out ads. It's really about you creating a relationship with someone and doing business with them. So yeah, totally important social media.
And you, Kathy, you work with business owners to maximize everyday dollars to grow their business. That's really your niche market is small business owners.
Absolutely. Yeah. Business owners today are really facing a very difficult time of trying to get their message out in a very crowded space. And everybody's attention span is so short today that, if you don't grab their attention and get to know them some way, you're going to be left, in the dark. And
Right.
so, working with a small business owner to try and help them understand how to use social media more effectively is really very important.
Exactly. And you drove all the way from Clearwater to be with us today, so thank you so much
You're
for that.
welcome.
So tell us, how did you get into this world of social media and technology?
Well, I started back in the day when the PC first came out. So I've been in the field of technology for over 25 years. And it's really something that I find very exciting because it's always changing. There is nothing the same with social media. Because everything's changing, you have to stay on top of it. And I just have been fascinated with it. So as technology has evolved over the years, I too have evolved, and I
Hmm.
decided to really focus on what I knew was the future. And back when I was talking about social media, 5, 6 years ago, people were going, "Is it a fad?
Uh-huh,
Is
right.
social
Will it
media a
go away?
fad? I don't like it. Do I have to do it?"
Right.
But especially small business owners, they were really frustrated trying to
Hmm.
figure out how do I use this technology. And so I knew it was going to be the way we communicate today.
Right.
And because of that, you have to offer solutions for
Right.
them.
I work with a lot of small business owners, service type companies, and I
Yes.
hear that a lot. I don't have time to, put that stuff on Facebook, and
Yeah.
and and I look at them and say, you don't have time not
Not to.
to. You
It's
really have to be doing that.
It's absolutely true,
Right.
especially now. All of the different platforms have changed so much over the years, but Google now uses your social presence as a huge part of search engine optimization.
Hmm.
So SEO is driven from social interaction.
Right.
So it's really critical today.
And I see that you work with little startup companies like General Motors, J.C. Penney's, Time Inc.
Yeah, in my corporate career, when I
Okay.
began my corporate career in technology, yes, they were clients of mine. I worked with, and back then, it was really before the internet
Yeah.
was the way of communicating, and we were trying to show them how to utilize some marketing automation tools
Okay.
that were first legacy systems that then became, yes, you can use them on the internet, but it was the intranet. It was their internal communication, not the internet with the public at that time.
Awesome. And I noticed you're a co-author with Deepak Chopra, Jack Canfield, Dennis Waitley. When we come back, you're going to tell us about the book called Stepping Stones to Success and how you came about doing that with those guys.
Thank
you
you.
for staying tuned. Welcome back to Empowering Small Business. I'm Dave Kaufman. Today I'm joined by Kathy Perry from Kathy Perry LLC and also kathyperry.com. Welcome back to the show, Kathy.
Thank you. So happy to be here, Dave.
Absolutely. And so I'm holding your book in my hand here. Some authors
me too.
that you co-authored with: Deepak Chopra, Jack Canfield, Kathy Perry, Dr. Dennis Waitley.
Yes.
How did you get this book?
Well, I was contacted by the publisher. They did a nationwide search to see who they were going to have participate in this book. And I was selected based on an interview process to see what I do and how I do it and
Okay.
that type of thing.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Wow. So what's the
everything.
book about?
Stepping Stones to Success is really a collection of a number of authors sharing their expertise and tips for business owners,
Okay.
and just to have more success in your life. My chapter focuses on. Let's see, maybe I better flip to it so I say it right. Social media and self-empowerment tools for success. So I actually focus on both sides, self-empowerment as well as social media.
Okay.
Yep.
And your section starts at 145, page 145. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
I look forward to checking that out. And how can people buy the book?
Actually, from my website, there's a page on there for people to purchase the book directly from me,
Okay.
and I'll autograph it for them.
Oh, awesome.
Did you meet Deepak Chopra?
I actually did meet him, but not as a part of the book process. I had already met him previously, and then
All right, so what's the story? What's he really like?
An interesting person. I've met him a couple times, and when you're a global leader like he is, he gets pulled in so many directions. You really don't get more than a second
Right.
to talk
Yeah.
to him. So.
What about the other people? Did you meet
Well,
any other people?
No, I didn't. I worked mostly directly with the publisher on this project, but obviously Jack Canfield is a global leader as well in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and then Dr. Dennis Waitley has been in the world of business. Since the Zig Ziglar days,
Exactly,
actually,
yeah.
as one of the top trainers in corporate
One of my
America.
favorite avatars is like, Joe the plumber, and Eric the electrician, and Don the doctor. These people that are out in the field and they got their businesses.
Dave the farmer.
Dave
Dave
the
the
farmer.
farmer. That's right.
How social.
And Kathy, you're a farm girl from Michigan.
Yes,
found
I
that out.
am. I
Awesome.
am a farm girl from
So
Michigan.
for these people, how can you help these people? These are the common everyday people. They're not
Absolutely.
They're not hooked up with any billion-dollar bailouts or anything.
No.
They're trying to survive. How can you help these people?
And actually, that is what I really do, is work with the small business owner and help them understand how the world of online marketing works and how to simplify it so that it makes sense for them. And I actually am known for taking the eek out of geek. And, and I coined that term because, it is like a foreign language. It is like you're talking Greek when you're talking technology to people. And they don't like it. They
Right.
don't understand it.
Right.
They get crazy and go, I just don't know what to do.
And then they don't do it.
And then they don't do it.
So let's say I've got the electrician's company and I'm driving around a truck. I've been in business for 20 years. I've got hundreds of clients. I do a pretty good job, very few complaints.
Right?
Have absolutely no social internet presence. What's the first thing we do?
Well, actually, the very first thing that I do with clients is a social media review, a website review, a Facebook page review to see if they have any presence at all. Okay. If they don't, then that's where we begin. You must have a website. It's just a necessity
Right.
in business today. You really want to have a social presence because it is how you're found today.
Right.
Just like we used to have the yellow pages. Well, now everything is online.
Yellow pages?
And what is that,
What
right?
is it?
And you know what? A lot of young people don't know what they are.
That is
That
true.
is true. And but back in the day, and the electrician, he relied on the yellow pages. He relied on that ad for people to find him.
Right.
Now all of that is online. They have to look for you online. They're using their phone.
That's right.
They're not even going to their computers. They're going to their phone. And our smartphones have as much power and in technology as any computer.
You don't even need to go to a bank anymore.
No, you can bank
you can
online.
bank right
you
here.
do everything.
I saw an ad that it was like a Radio Shack ad from the 60s, and everything on this full page ad is now contained in our phones. So in other words, it had the
Absolutely.
video, it had the video camera, it had the recorder, it had the radio, and everything, tape recorder, everything is on our little cell phone.
Absolutely.
So, Kathy, you created the Hub Socializer social marketing tree system. Can you tell us what that is?
Well, again, I always look at metaphors and figure out how can I explain technology in a simplified way. And so when I first launched the Hub Socializer system, I used 3 hubs, and one was focusing on, this is your foundation hub, and then another one was focusing on SEO, search engine optimization, and then SMO, social media optimization. But then as everything has evolved and integrated so much more over the years, I created the tree metaphor where I say, okay, think about a tree. And if you look at your marketing this way, then you can say, okay, I have this branch of the tree that might be my Facebook branch. A branch might be my Twitter branch or LinkedIn or my website. And then what am I doing on those branches to really support the business? What activities am I doing? And so the leaves of that branch, the leaves on that branch would be, what are those actions I'm taking? Mm-hmm. So actually you can really use a whole tree metaphor to even talk about the fruit. What is the ROI on it? How is that working? And sometimes you just have to draw a tree. And I guess that's that farmer in me.
Yeah, yeah. And then the next question is, how do you take the eek out of geek? That's probably how you do it. You simplify it, and you show them how it works.
All right, so I'm still Mr. Electrician here.
Oh,
Okay, so we got a
yes.
web page up.
Yes.
What's the next thing we do? And if it's Facebook, you got to tell me more, because everybody scares me about Facebook. So.
Well, I don't tell people you must do Facebook if that isn't where your customer is. The first thing we focus in is finding out who is your customer. What is the demographic of that customer? How do you want to target them? Where are they on social media? So, it might be that the electrician's customers aren't on Facebook, and maybe they're over on, LinkedIn or Twitter.
Maybe it's a commercial account.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if they're a commercial account, then they would be more on LinkedIn, which is more business to business. So I really focus on who is your target audience? Who are we trying to reach? Then where are they? And let's get the right message to that audience.
So now Facebook is what? There's 2 things on Facebook, and one is personal page.
Yes.
And how does that work?
Well, with Facebook, you do have what we call your personal profile, and that's where you have your friends.
Right.
But if you have a page, that's for your business. And Facebook really frowns on you using your friends area to be your business. They want you to have a separate page.
Is it okay to tell your friends to, like, hey, I just posted something on my business page, and use that as kind of the roadmap to it? Okay.
Absolutely. And so when you see a page, it'll ask you, do you want to like this page? So likes are for pages. Friends are for your personal page.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they look the same. So everybody gets confused and they don't know, am I on a page or am I on their friends thing?
So the electrician that Al is becoming,
or plumber.
You do
Or the
look like an
plumber.
electrician now.
I could be.
Yeah. Let's say that he decides he wants to have a Facebook page. He should start a personal page first or a business page.
You
first?
always have to have a personal account before you can start a business page, but you don't have to be active on that personal account. You just have to have a personal account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So It's very easy to set up. And, the thing is, when you set that up, Google in the search engine sees the activity that goes on with your Facebook page. And when you do a search for that electrician or that plumber, you're going to see, oh, hey, their Facebook thing or their LinkedIn profile might show up first before ever their website.
Are there like any new rules, new regs in Facebook that have traumatized people?
There are always new rules, always new regs.
Kind of like Google.
Yes,
Changes.
they all do. Every
Yeah.
one of them changes constantly.
So what are they?
Well, I mean, it's the algorithm. It's one of the latest changes with Facebook was when they decided that they're going to give a relevancy score to your content. So if your content doesn't really appeal to your audience, then you get a lower score and your stuff isn't shown as much. If it's more educational, they like that and they will let more people see it.
Sure.
Just because you have, lots of likes, like thousands of likes, doesn't mean all those people see everything
Right.
you post. And so the more that content is relevant to that audience, then the more
All
are going to
right.
see
So
it.
here's the $1 million question. And I know the answer, but I'll ask, how relevant is video to all this?
Video is very relevant. Actually, they've created a whole separate video marketing campaign in Facebook, and they want you to upload your videos directly into Facebook, not YouTube, and then link into Facebook. They want the video loaded in
First.
Facebook and then market it.
So if it's on YouTube first, they frown on that, or they just,
You don't get as good of exposure. You don't
Oh, I
get
didn't
as
know
good
that.
of. Yeah,
I actually didn't know that.
absolutely.
Is that new? Or?
Yes, it is new. It's once they launched their video ad marketing campaign area, and it's so reasonable. I recommend it to my clients to get them more exposure because it's like 2 cents a click. 2 cents a click is just amazing if you can advertise.
And that's on Facebook.
That's Facebook.
So they're going toe to toe with YouTube.
They actually really have a marketing plan to go after YouTube. They want to be YouTube also.
I did
Wow.
not know this.
Wow.
Yes,
Good
yes.
stuff.
It's a huge new change for Facebook.
So let's say we produce and we're videotaping this, and we're going to put it on your web page.
Yes.
So where are we going to put this? Since we're videotaping this, where would you like us to put the content?
So the content is, you upload it into your video area on your page, and then you promote it. That's really how it gets seen.
Pages in Facebook.
Yes,
Right.
you can do it. I mean, obviously, I have a YouTube channel also, and you can upload videos there. But Facebook, if you're going to advertise with the video, you want to upload it into Facebook also.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah. So I have a public profile page, and I think there's 3,000 people on it. And I put a post out there, and sometimes, it has that sliding bar that says 12 people
Saw it.
out of 3,000. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then at other times, it's like 250 people.
And it totally depends on the content. And if they feel that your audience, and it's how they interact.
Right.
So you make that post and you've got 3,000 people who have liked you, or they're already friends of yours, they've liked you. Then if they start interacting, the few people that do get to see it, if they say, oh, I like this, I'm going to share this, the more they interact with your post, then the more they'll show it to people.
Okay.
And that's the relevancy score. So, and they use this now on all their advertising campaigns. So I have a client that I'll run the same ad in 2 different cities, and one will have a 7 out of 10 relevancy score or a 9 out of 10, which is great. And another one, exactly identical ad, will be a 4 out of 10.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And the cost is so different. So I look at the numbers and I'll see, oh my gosh, this ad's doing good because the cost per click is only like 30 cents or 40 cents. The one that's a low relevancy score at 4, it's costing $1.30. Same ad, but it's how the people interact.
Wow. So I'm talking with Kathy Perry from Kathy Perry LLC, also kathyperry.com. When we come back, I'm going to ask her about a recent teleseminar on the top 5 social media business uses. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to WSRQ, the voice of Sarasota. Welcome back to Empowering Small Business. I'm Dave Kaufman. I'm talking with Kathy Perry from kathyperry.com and Kathy Perry LLC. Before the break, We talked about the fact that you recently did a teleseminar, Kathy, on the top 5 social media business uses. I'm going to share the 5 social media business uses. They're brand visibility, number 1. Number 2, generate leads. Number 3, build quality relationships. I like that. I can't wait to talk about that. Number 4, expand your market reach. And 5, add new revenue streams. Tell us about that teleseminar.
Well, it's very important to have people understand the value of social media, because many of them, actually, when I started this series, I started it because so many people thought social media was a fad. They didn't see the business value of it. And so obviously it's huge for branding. It's such an important tool to use for branding, and then to be able to generate leads. Everybody's trying to grow their business, and they're using social media as a lead generation tool.
So what exactly is a brand? Let's talk about that. Let's kind of unpack a brand a little bit.
Oh, this is good. Yeah. Well, brand is really the essence of who you are. It's the essence of your message. A lot of people get confused and they think their brand is their logo, or they think it's their business building or something.
Right.
But the brand is the essence of what it is you're doing, the message that you're putting out there, and how are you coming across to the audience you're trying to reach.
It's what people say about you when you're not around.
It's true.
Yeah, that is so true. And I think you're exactly right. A lot of people get confused with McDonald's. You know, their brand is not the yellow arches.
No.
It's that's their logo. Their brand is the Big Mac, or
it's the
McNugget.
fast food.
Fast
It's
food.
being able to produce something like that. So when we're talking about social media, being the exposure that you have and the ability to connect with your customer directly is huge.
Yeah.
And you can have a conversation with them. So, when we were talking about those 5 uses, one of them is to create those relationships that can help you sell.
Yeah.
Can
a small business owner choose what his brand is, or do his clients or her clients, do they choose what the brand is?
I think it evolves, but it really is who you are and how you present your product or service in the business world. Right. And then your clients, it's how you interact with your clients. It's your communication with your clients.
Okay. Well, let's talk about lead generation. That's the number 2 one in the top 5 social media business uses.
Right. So generating leads is very important. And now almost all of the social platforms have advertising campaigns attached to their programs. So you can do a lead gen program with Facebook, for example, and target a very, very specific audience. So I can choose the age range, where they live. I can choose their net worth. I can choose their interests, because everything that people do online is tracked.
Yeah.
They know who you are.
Right.
They know what you like.
Right.
They know the things that you enjoy. So you can really do targeted marketing to say, okay, I only want these people that like this particular type of radio show or this type of book or this type of movie. I can really narrow it down.
And Amazon does a good job with that. Whenever I buy something on Amazon, all of a sudden it pops up and says, hey, people that bought this also bought this.
They're brilliant marketers.
Right.
Absolutely brilliant.
And they finally turned a profit. Did you see that? I think in the last quarter, they finally turned a profit.
Isn't that interesting?
That's really interesting.
It is interesting.
Number 3, building quality relationships. How do you use social media to build quality relationships?
Well, think about it. It's a conversation.
Right.
So you have an opportunity to have a conversation with your customer. And in the past, when you did your marketing through a newspaper, you were just blasting out your message. Now it's about them interacting with you. And that's what social media has done for businesses, to allow you to directly communicate with your customer and get feedback from them. And actually, you have to be really careful. It's very important how you treat those customers. Otherwise, you could get some negative feedback.
Right.
And that doesn't help you on social media.
So for Mr. Electrician over here,
Yes.
let's say that he has a brand new page, not a personal, but
Right.
a business page. What would his first post sound like or look like? Would it be I mean, obviously a video is good, but what is the content that?
So you want to focus on how do you help people. So as the electrician, you're helping keep their lights on. You're helping them have a happier home life. You're helping them, it's the same thing, the plumber. You're keeping the water running. You're keeping the toilets working.
Sanitation.
But it's really about the service that you're delivering and the solution to the customer.
The benefit.
What is the benefit of your business for that customer?
Okay.
Those are the things you share.
Is there ever a time on Mr. Electrician's page that he could off the wall, non-related to electricity?
Yeah.
Is there ever a time for that, just to create that engagement?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually there's really I teach my clients a little formula. So a third of your post should be about, them getting to know you as a business person, as a business, your things that you do for the community, that type of thing. A third of your posts should be unrelated to your business, but maybe there are topics in the news that are relevant to your services that you want to share education or content about that. And then another third could be actually ad related, more about the services that you offer and how you help business.
Okay, that's crazily similar to what my formula is for marketing online. It's I call it 3 deposits, 1 withdrawal. So give, and then ask for a little bit.
Yeah.
It works.
It's a good one.
Strangely familiar concept.
That was probably one that you shared.
Exactly. Let's go to number 4, expand your market reach.
So when you think about the internet, it isn't just a local media. It's a global media, right? So a lot of small businesses have now opened up new avenues to reach markets that they couldn't reach before. So now they can go to new cities, new states, or even new countries. I have clients that have expanded their market reach because the internet and social media has given them that opportunity.
Okay.
It's easy to advertise to a global market just like it is to a local market.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can pick and choose.
How do I use social media to add new revenue streams?
Well, you can also, through expanding some of your services, your service offerings, you can make them like how-to videos that somebody might purchase versus, just always being free. So you can have content that is of value to them where you could charge for that content.
Okay.
You could, offer new products and services that you don't currently offer. I see that all the time. People will say, oh, I have this, I have a client that has a magazine. It's an online magazine. And now I have her adding a store so that she has a new revenue stream other than just advertising on her magazine.
I see a lot of, especially younger kids. They build a really strong presence on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and all of that, and then they build the brand on social media, and then they go into actually business,
and they can generate revenue by mentioning that brand. It's no different than what TV did with product placement. Okay. When you're in television and a can of Coca-Cola was there, that's product placement. So it's the same type of thing. It's a well-known brand. Yep.
Okay.
What's the story on LinkedIn today? How's that changed?
They actually are always trying to be a Me Too and do what Facebook's doing and do what, any of the others are doing. But they truly are a business-to-business tool. They actually have changed their the layout, the format. You can publish articles there. You can, do
Even
in
videos.
groups. And videos, yes, articles, videos, yes, absolutely. So if your audience is B2B, I absolutely recommend you utilize LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking with Kathy Perry from Kathy Perry LLC and also kathyperry.com. When we come back, I'll ask her about her connection with Forbes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Empowering Small Business. I'm Dave Kaufman. Listeners, thank you so much for spending your Saturday morning with us. I have Kathy Perry from kathyperry.com. Also, Kathy Perry LLC is her business name. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
You know,
Dave.
it's kind of rare that we have somebody here for the whole show. So,
Well, I'm honored.
yeah,
I'm
you
honored.
have tons of great content. And I saw on your website that you have a link to Forbes.com. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, for about 4 years, Forbes hosted all of my radio shows that I do with Jim Blasingame, the Small Business Advocate. So they were hosting all of them, and it was awesome to be on Forbes for several years.
And you have about 100 shows with Jim Blasingame as well,
Yes, I
right?
do.
Yeah.
I have over 100 shows.
Okay, inside story. What's he really like?
Actually, he's really great. He's a client of mine now, so I am his consultant on social media,
Wow.
but over the years you get to know him, and we have a great dialogue.
Because he's a really super well-known person
Yeah,
in
he
this
is.
area. I mean,
He's
thousands
well-known.
and thousands of interviews. I don't know how many.
He has a daily show, and it's a lot of content, a lot of people, and and even for that, he has so many people on his show that over the years, because he's been doing this for many years. I just been on it 5 years, but he also. I'm really honored that he had me come back so many times. We started with my free 52 tips. I have a free ebook I give away for 52 social media tips. And he said, let's start just doing our tips. And I said, sure. So that's how the show started. And we just continued.
How can our listeners get those 52 social media tips?
They can go to kathyperry.com, and there's a lot of free downloads. I have an SEO checklist that they can download for free, the 52 social media tips, and then I believe I have several other things available for free there.
Okay. All right. So listeners, go to kathyperry.com and pick up your 52 social media tips. And I also understand, Kathy, that you have recently added mobile apps to your service. Tell us about how that works.
Well, mobile is a very important part of business today. Everybody uses their mobile phone. And so an app is a tool that a business can use to market themselves more in that mobile arena. So I just felt it was nice to have another offering.
Okay. What would you like our listeners to know?
Well, I think I'd like them to know that it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be scary. There's someone that can take you by the hand and walk you through this step by step and help you to use social media to really grow your business.
And who is that someone?
That would be me.
Absolutely. So you have a coaching program.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Well, I offer coaching services and consulting services. It depends on what the client wants. Some people I love to empower clients to.
I like that
do.
word.
Is that your word
That's
too?
my word, empowering small business. Absolutely.
Well, and I love doing that, and so that they don't have to be held hostage by technology.
Wow.
And today, many small business owners are held hostage by technology and by people who don't treat them with respect, and they make them feel stupid for not understanding something. And I love to say, hey, let me show you how simple this is.
Yeah. You take the eek out of geek.
I do take
love
the
that.
eek out of geek.
Yeah. And your mission is very similar to mine. Empowering small businesses' mission is to help people find freedom in their business, because
Absolutely.
if they find freedom in their business, they're going to spend more time with people they love and their family. And
Absolutely.
if that happens, they build a stronger community.
It's a quality of life.
It is, really is. So, Mr. Electrician, do you have one last question?
Well, first of all, I feel very empowered just being in your presence.
Me too.
So power goes with electrician in a way, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does.
That's a
It
that's a
does.
shocking revelation.
Salt of the earth, the electricians and plumbers and people who make everything work.
It is true.
So that's fantastic. And one more thing on LinkedIn, that is more of a business to business.
Yes, it is.
And you can now put videos on LinkedIn.
Yes, you can.
How does that work? And we only have a couple minutes, so
Well, and actually, you can upload videos just like you upload any articles or other content when you're making posts on LinkedIn, and they're showing them a lot. They're really exposing videos very, very well. It's the same as Facebook. I mean, Facebook is business to consumer. If you market to a consumer, you want to be in a Facebook world, and they've now have their video program.
How can our listeners get in touch with you?
They can reach me at Kathy at kathyperry.com.
Okay.
And my phone number is 813-789-9580.
Awesome. Kathy Perry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And to the listeners, thank you for tuning in. I want to thank my sponsors, Got a Maid Cleaning Service, MCS Business Technologies, and also Dynamic Motor Car Center for making this show possible. Please join me next Saturday right here on the Empowering Small Business Show. I'm Dave Kaufman, saying that you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough others get what they want in life. Cheers.